right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Blue Ridge Silverhound. I'm your host, Sean. Hope everyone's having a fantastic evening. Tonight, we are going to be coin roll hunting pennies. All right, hip hip hooray. I could hear the silence out there and the frogs and the crickets. It's okay. It's a lot of fun. Now, if I hit something big, then you guys will know it. That's for sure. But anyways, of course, I always have a copy of the Cherry Picker's Guide. You could use some of the websites that's available to you for varieties like Double Die, coppercoins.com. Of course, one of my perennial favorites. But I like to keep this one on hand because everything that's in here can be attributed by a third-party grader. PCGS, NGC, things like that. But all of the other sort of minor repunch mint marks and doubled dies can be found on those dedicated sites. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. And then we're going to go ahead and kind of focus in a shade. Of course, I use a 30 times power magnifier. You guys can elect to use something that's right around 10 times power or so, which is usually the sweet spot. But we ended up with $5 face is all we're going to do because this is going to be a kind of lengthy video. But you're going to kind of see the coin roll hunting habits that I utilize, so that way you guys can kind of model in that same fashion, or perhaps you may want to custom tailor it or modify it to your bidding. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So wish me luck, and let's see what we come across here. So, oh, nice quality. So I will let you know if there's anything worthwhile putting aside. Now, here on the West Coast, we have a lot of San Francisco and Denver minted coins. Very seldom do we come across Philadelphia, which that's 74 coming up next. Obviously is, but you never know, okay? And some of the things that I look for in particular, any errors, any dates, any die clashes, again, some of those varieties, some cuds in there. Now, people are going to ask, Blue Ridge, do you separate out your copper from your zinc? Are you a copper hoarder? I used to be. Just ask my wife. I used to hoard tons of copper. And guess what? It really didn't do us any good because you can't melt the things, obviously. So what I do is I simply hunt for the stuff that I know would be, I guess, more worthwhile monetarily. What I like about the mid 80s, like 85, 86, 87, all the way up to 89, Denver's, is that there are some pretty dramatic repunch mint marks that you could find in those specific set of dates from the mid 80s to the late 80s. So traditionally I'll put those aside and then I'll go in closer with a magnifier. As you guys know, the US Mint converted over to a single squeeze press in 1990. So you won't find any more repunch mint marks after 1990, unfortunately, because that would be awesome. To find them on coins like the Shield Set, which, by the way, has a lot of potential. You just don't know it yet. Not my personal favorite coin to come across. There's a 19D. But in any event, those are a few things that I do look for. Drop the shield. There you go, 17D. And then there are a few brand new emerging doubled dies that have come out on the scene. Chuck Daughtry, who oversees coppercoins.com, has identified a number of new doubled dies for the 2019 Philadelphia Lincoln Cent that you guys ought to keep an eye out for. I know I'm going to breeze through this. Now, 95D, there is a pretty nice doubled die that we're going to try and find, which is a lot more valuable than the 95 Philadelphia doubled die that a lot of people know about. So all the coins I put aside, this tray thing right here has 3 different partitions to help sort out. Okay, there's an 82, looks like a zinc. It suffers from a little bit of that die deterioration, which is also called ridge ring. In case you guys are wondering what that is, you guys see this ring that goes all the way around under the letters and all that? That's ridge ring. That's just die deterioration on there. So nothing special there. You never know when you're going to come across again some of the more obvious finds. You know, the wheat scents. Yeah, you never know when you come across, you know, Indian head scent. I found a number of those in my lifetime. 63D, there is a nice double die that exists there, along with a few RPMs. I'll put that aside. So the main focus of this video is simply identifying coins and just trying to talk about them. Like this one right here obviously has been subjected to some sort of chemical damage or environmental kind of damage, or maybe it was a dug coin, but it almost appears like the copper coating on this 94 has been stripped away. So that's what that one looks like. So it's going to be cool to just come across coins and then talk about them, you know, because when I go through my emails and I take a look at what folks have sent me, you know, about 80% of the time I've had to tell folks like, oh yeah, that coin is irreversibly damaged, you know, or perhaps it was a dug coin, you know, it's dark in color, and you know, this will help dispel any sort of questions or myths one may have. So that's a obvious nick right there and not a strike through. So we have quite a few rolls to go through. So we're through one. Feels like I'm going a little bit slow. You could always fast forward. So pulled out a little bit too much there, but 73D, okay, is the copper, bronze. There's nothing notable to know of 73. The mid 70s were kind of ho-hum when it came to varieties. So just to let you know, there's not a whole lot of fanfare in the mid 70s to late 70s. There's another 73D. So this one right here with that silvery rim area is just lots of wear. All right, which exposes the zinc core on there. So that's nothing else. The copper coating on these copper coated zinc coins is extremely thin, so it doesn't take much to expose any of that zinc core. Yeah, I don't have it nearly as good as some of you east of the Mississippi, where you find a lot of the Philadelphia minted coins, which, you know, by a huge margin, I could already see this 1960D right here has something really interesting. So right here, you see in that 9, there's a pretty significant die chip that's filling the top curl of the 9 right there. This is a large date. You can just tell by the length of the tail of that 6, all right? The small date will be a lot shorter. So I'm going to put this one aside. Of course, there are a number of RPMs and one specific double die obverse that you're going to want to look for in the 1960D. So we're going to put that one aside. And by the time we're all set and done, you know, we get through our video and, you know, our time together is completed, I am going to go ahead and go through all the coins. If there is anything worthwhile recapping, I will do so at the end of the video. So 1988, whether it's Denver or Philly, you know, you might have that transitional reverse, proof of 89 reverse, which will have a different letter G on the initials. So I actually have a crossbar that goes down. But I'll put that one aside. I can't really tell. That's not naked eye visible, by the way. But it's a nice one to have. One in that condition. It looks like it's a little bit beat up. It's worth about $5. Nicer ones, of course, I've seen them sell for between $25 and $50. So let's go ahead. Yeah, a bunch of Denvers. I tell you what, there's not a whole lot going on with the Denvers. Again, with varieties and errors. Denver is, you know, notorious for having such a clean process of quality control. Okay, so here's the 1980. One of the final dates of the Bronze era. There is a nice doubled die to be on the lookout for on this. It is in the Cherry Picker's Guide. I'll put that on the side. Let's see what we have here. 79D. Ooh, there's 92. You think it's close AM? There's a little bit of a rim issue right there. And I can tell you right now, this is a wide AM. A couple things that you're going to keep an eye out on. This is naked eye visible to an extent, but you see that gap there between the A and M. The letter A is actually skinnier than one that has a close AM variant. All right, so bet you guys didn't know that. Two different type styles of the letter A. So what I have here are some Loomis rolls that are brand spanking new. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to attempt to open these. I don't have fingernails, so. If I did have long fingernails, would you guys judge me? Just kidding. Anyways, let's go ahead and open up this. I like going through fresh rolls. Fresh rolls, straight from the bakery. So we have some problem coins right off the bat with various different types of condition issues. So my wife's gonna help me peel a few of the rolls. She's in attendance.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Why, hello. So this 1982 right here, I could tell right off the bat, is a copper. Okay, it's one of the last copper Lincoln cents before they transitioned to a full copper-coated zinc composition there for you. So that was a large date too, in case you're wondering. All right, so that's a 92 with 99 problems. That thing is pretty beat up, but thank God it is a wide AM. All right, I would feel bad if it was a close AM and it was in that kind of condition. It would probably be worth about $100. Still $100. I mean, you wouldn't turn away that kind of money, even a coin in that condition, nonetheless. So the two customer wrap rolls didn't have anything worth mentioning. I did pull aside a few coins. These Loomis rolls, I'm hoping that we come across something spicy. So there's a 69S. Not the double die, you could really tell, although I'll put this one aside. There is an RPM to be on the lookout for that one there. 79. And I'll do the once through in this batch just to make sure I didn't miss any rotated die errors, which you are going to find. There's some more ridge ring on this shield set. See this ring around the collar, folks. That right there is die deterioration. That's just the copper coating kind of like wrinkling up to the edge because the dies are failing. So that's ridge ring right there. That's interesting. So let's go ahead and point it out one more time. Right there, you see that ring that goes all the way inside of the rim. Ridge ring, guys. Pretty nice example of something that is not worth anything. So there's another wide AM 92D. Okay, you can see that clear gap between the A and M. 1983D, okay, people generally overlook this date, but on the 1983D, there is a really cool doubled ear, which is a Cherry Picker's Guide. It'll look like a spike hanging off of his earlobe. That is very valuable and probably one of the rarest coins to find in the modern era of Lincoln cents. So here's another 83D, nothing there, no spike. I'm hoping to find at least one notable something another, but if anything, you're going to get a lot of takeaways on, the actual types of coins you come across, condition issues, and just kind of dispelling some of the myths that are associated with those type of coins. So I'm more than happy to do that. 84D, I believe there might be an RPM or a minor double to die. Again, I'll go through it one more time just to make sure after we're done for today. There's another 1980. We'll see if there's a double die on that one. So my family's eating a little bit of supper, so if you hear some clanging and banging in the background, you know exactly what it is. In Get Rich with Pocket Change book, there is a double die reverse of the 2000D. I have never found one. I have been unsuccessful so far in trying to locate one of those. But anyways, let's see if we find anything on this other half of this roll here. We're almost halfway through. We're only 4 rolls in, but excuse me. 72D doesn't look too bad, nice and brown. While we're at it, well, let's discuss a little bit of the grading standards. So this one right here would be considered a red brown. You know, even though it's got some of that mint luster left, you know, the oxidation of the copper coating gives it a somewhat brown appeal, but you have hints of red luster. That's a red brown. This one right here, undeniably, is a brown coin. Probably more in the XF region. Let's see here. Yeah, you guys on the East Coast have it good with your Philadelphia minted coins. We generally have a difficult time finding some of the more notable varieties out in our neck of the woods. But that's okay. If you never search, you will never have the opportunity to find that next big piece, you know. So I generally skip over all of the Denver shields, which kind of makes the video kind of zip through a little bit for you. If we were going through the 69p, nothing notable there to speak of. See, there's another 69S. It doesn't look like the double die. I'd be screaming like a banshee right now if that were the case. Now the 96, there is a significant doubled die obverse that is a cherry picker's guide that we'll keep an eye out for. It'll usually be more evident on the date. All right, so we're gonna put that aside. I'll take a closer look at it later. It's 92. Should I even bother looking at it? Yeah, why damn. There's an 89, could be a repunchment mark there. We'll put that one aside. Some more of these groovy shield scents here. All right, so we have a 99 here. Do we have a wide AM reverse? Nope. We have a close AM. A little bit of struck through grease. See the weakness in states there? It's nothing substantial enough that I would save it, but it's neat to see nonetheless. Because again, you never know what you're going to come across. There's another 88, although the reverse is pretty beat up there. We'll put that one aside. I could hear our dog breathing behind us. So there's a 2014. As you guys know, there are a battery of double die obverses on the shield scents from 2010 all the way up to 2019. So I'll put that one aside. You never know if I can find one of those really nice double dies. Okay, but you know, in a nutshell, this is about the most comprehensive way that I go through coins. Sometimes I'll take longer. For the sake of the video's length, what I do is, you know, I'll go through all the coins and then look at it at the end. Whereas if it was just me looking at coins by myself, that was a shield sign, by the way. then, I would take my time, look at each coin individually. It wouldn't be out of the question that it would take me hours to go through a $25 box of coin, You're like, does anybody have that kind of time? Yeah, Blue Ridge does, because this is my job. This is what I do. So anyways, see this right here, front of Lincoln's lapel right here, you have an over polishing of the die. So all you have left is just a little dot right here. It's pretty interesting little find right there. Pretty interesting. I'll put that one aside. Can't get rich off of it, but it's a neat find. It's for my files. So that's a wide AM. You can tell by the gap between the A and M there on that 92. Of course, do not forget about the transitionals. The 83 coins that are struck on older bronze composition planchets. Again, just doing a simple drop test on a wood surface, something that's, not that hard. Will do the trick. If it has a loud pitch to it, then you have a bronze coin. All right, those are coins that we've seen sell for in excess of $10,000. And they do come across every so often. I'm looking to find my first one, by the way. My wife's like, oh, can you find one already so I could retire? 69S double die.
Please.
Please. There's a 72. We know what's on 72s. This is not the double die obverse number 1, obviously, but you never know if it could be some of the other ones. We'll put that one aside. There's an 84, no doubled ear on this one, so that one's a no-go. The doubled ear, by the way, on the 84s is naked eye visible. You don't need a magnifier for that one. All right, there we go. Let's see. So we're almost we're 6 rolls through, and not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. If you're kind of joining in, there's another 96 double die obverse possibility. 95D double die obverse possibility. Yeah, if you're joining up all the way up through to this point, thank you. Thank you for all the support. And we have here 99. Do we have a wham? No. Close AM. Yeah, the 99s are still worth some money. They're not worth the $200 or $300 that they used to be, as recently as 5 years ago, but still a heck of a hit if you found one. Probably worth about $50 to $100. All right, do we have a close AM on this 92D? No, a wide one. Ugh, jeez. Again, you just keep doing it. Just keep plugging away. All right, so we're on to the back half of roll number 6 here. 79. 68D. Now there is a double die obverse and a few RPMs. Notable for this particular date, we're going to put this on the side. So 95D. Let's see, another 95D with a stain on there. The stain will affect the value, by the way, in case you're wondering. 93. So I've often been asked, Blue Ridge, what is your preferred denomination to go through? It's still pennies. I know silver is like the thing right now. It's always been the thing, even when it was the thing at $50 an ounce. But I've gotten so much out of pennies that, it's hard to miss. You know what else is hard to miss? This beat up coin right here, this zinc. And this one right here looks like it lost its copper layer. It's an 85D. Let's put that one aside. Might be an RPM on that one. 70D. I don't think there was anything noteworthy. There might be an RPM. We'll put that one aside. All right. It's a nice looking 99D. That would be considered a full red mid-state coin there. Let's see. That's it for that one. Let's go ahead and finish off roll number 7. Or this is number 8. Never mind. I thought we were further back than this, but yeah, we're doing okay. Is there any redeeming quality to the Zinc Denver Shield Sense? Not really. Not really. There's 8090. We'll put that one aside. That has been kind of the Achilles heel of West Coast coin roll hunting for sure. That would be probably more than enough to get people to sway into other denominations. Like nickels is really popular out in this area. And of course, the dimes for its silver and half dollars. If you're lucky to find a bank that will actually order it for you, because they're few and far between out in this area. I think a lot of banks over the years out this way have just been getting abused by people coming in ordering, thousands upon thousands of dollars in half dollars, and then those same people will come back and dump them at the same bank. Okay, so I've always told folks, do not dump where you eat. Okay, and that's important because it's a relationship builder with your bank employees. Okay, if you're going to sit there and order all these half dollars, send them back to the bank, and then they have to pay money to send it off back to God knows where, then that's a problem. Okay, and it's to destroy the continuity and the relationships with those banks and just the company in general. So that's why a lot of these banks are imposing fees and or they're just straight up just not ordering them at all. Which affects people out in this area for sure. That's why on my channel you don't see ever a half dollar box break. You don't, because I don't know. It's just that the banks have stopped. They put a cap on it. So let's see if we can breeze through this last roll and a half here for you. I'm more than surprised that I did. That no wheat cents, no nothing. Of course, there's more to it than just wheat cents, obviously. But it's only 5 rolls, but I would expect to find it probably 1 or 2 at this point. We're at the final roll. You go ahead. Clamshell that one back for me. There's 82 zinc right there. That is a large date. Another 80. Put that one aside. 95D. 71D, nothing there. 85D. 2006. I don't remember if there was anything on that date, but I'll put that one aside. All right, so this is the last half of the batch here. Yeah, like I said, I hope you guys got some takeaways out of this. Again, the idea is that we gear up and get ready for the fall coin roll hunting season, which is always robust. There is a lot better quality material out there as people cash in their coins and get ready for the holiday season. Okay, I've sworn by it that there's 64D. It's kind of rough. I'm not going to bother. that the best quality material in rolls comes out from October to December. All right, and I stand by that because I'm a personal testament to that. That there is a lot of good to be found during those 3 specific months. Just you wait and see. I found more silver and more obsolete coins than you'll ever begin to imagine during the holiday season. So that's why we're doing these videos as a way of gearing up and getting ready for that time of the year. So, by going through rolls, even though it's 10 rolls of pennies, all right, you're going to know exactly what I look for. All right. And, maybe you could use some of those same best practices when you do your roll searching, whether it's pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars, dollars, whatever the case may be. There are a multitude of various things to look for in these rolls other than the requisite key dates, wheat cents, silver. I mean, if you're going to skip over doubled dies or missing FG initials on those half dollars in lieu of silver, you are mistaken, and you're leaving a lot of money on the table, especially if you're trying to build back up into the hobby. But anyways, we're going to cut it off here. If there's anything noteworthy in these coins I put aside, I'll do a quick little compendium addition to the end of this video. But I want to thank everyone in advance for joining in on this one. Hopefully you guys got a little something, a little takeaway out of it. Someone wanted to see the ridge ring, and I found a few coins in there displaying that and kind of describing what it is and how it works. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Again, we have the giveaways going on all summer long, and it's my way of giving back to the patrons and subscribers. So stay tuned for those. You guys have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you soon.